Is last week, we got a lot of stuff done that we didn't get a chance to talk about in the community meeting because we had Jamal there from P4TC. So, I think that a few of the things that got done this week is green tag here, actually had to do with the behavioral model. It looked like, you know, this was not necessarily, was this behavioral model, Riff, the skip default IPv6 route with
Yeah,
prefixer?
yeah. So this one is actually when we program the IPv6 route. Um, the default route cannot be cannot be really taken by BMV2. So whenever we program C, it actually fails.
Mm-hmm,
So right now it seems to be a BMV2.
mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't know if we should call it a bug or something. It just like cannot take the all the rows.
Yeah.
So yeah, so right now it's then just like, okay, let's just first ignore it, making sure the things actually passes, making sure
Mm-hmm.
the BMV2 can be launched, say, being called by SWSS at this moment. Yeah, so this is like a temporary patch, I feels like.
Uh-huh.
But I guess eventually we probably need to fix the BMV2 to get it working. That's what I feel.
Okay.
The P4 code, you mean, not the BMV2 model itself?
Yeah, that's a good question. So what I feel is BMV2, not a P4 code. So the runtime actually can take it. Is BMV2 rejects it or says that it is not acceptable. It is a bad entry.
So if I end up going to if I went to the P4 Monday meeting, Riff, is this something I would bring up there?
I don't.
No.
Well, the P4 Monday meeting also talk about BMV2.
No, no, no. I mean,
I see.
if
I
it's a
feel like
limitation of P4, but you're saying it's a limitation of BMV2.
yeah. That's what
Okay.
I heard.
So
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
need a volunteer to fix this?
yeah. Riff, could you explain again? Because I have a little trouble understanding what's the actual misbehavior in BMV2 versus it being a P4 code problem.
I see. So basically, if we program the default row is like all 0/0.
Mm-hmm.
So when we pass in this one into the LPM, what happens is that I don't feel like it's a runtime issue. It's probably unlikely the runtime issue. So when if we call it, then we will see like insert error. Yeah, I think they'll put it over there. So then
Oh,
that's
it's a
basically.
P4. You think it's a P4 runtime
Yeah,
issue?
I think people runtime probably passes through. It's just BMVT when it gets the all zero entry, it says, "And oh, what is this? It cannot be all zeros. It is not a valid LPM." Then it fails and fail. So
Hmm.
yeah, I feels like it's probably not a P4 runtime because I don't think this will fail in all the cases, right? Because P4 used in other cases as well. So that's why I feels like very likely in the BMV2 that it returns.
But if you're getting an error at the gRPC level, that's more P4 runtime than BMV2, right?
Yeah, then it's also true. Yes.
You could go, excuse me, you could actually file an issue in the P4 runtime GitHub and cross-reference this issue if you think it's a possible P4 runtime error, like the whole leading zero business, because that
I
was like
see.
there's a canonical representation of bit lengths in P4 runtime, and maybe it's related to that, but there's experts in that group who could look at it.
Yeah,
If
that
it's
sounds great.
I could file that issue unless one of you wants to.
in P4 runtime, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll think with the and ask him to actually
Uh,
file issue over there.
yeah, I co-chair that working group, so
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm
awesome! That's awesome.
I guess. Uh, the
Yep.
pay is not so great. The pay is not so great, but
Right.
the fame and the fan base
Yeah.
It's worth it. I'm kidding. We meet once a month, but there's online activity. The next meeting will be in a couple of weeks, but that's what I'm saying. If we think it's a leading zero representation issue, post it there. Someone could just say no, barking up the wrong tree, or hey, let's look at this. It's a good place.
That's awesome. Yeah, as long as we have, some place can help like triage or find out which, who is actually needs to look at it or can help with it, then it would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is actually just this PR is just like a temporary patch,
Yes.
just making things actually work, not fail. So we can run the DPU image. Yeah.
So were you gonna find someone to file the issue if like Torosor, or what did you want me to do?
Yeah. So the issue is actually found by the the one creates a PR. So I'll let him know.
Okay.
To file issue over there. That's a P4C discussion or P4C issues. Is that the place?
I thought he said P4 runtime was
P4
the-
runtime.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Is it Google group or?
He said it was,
I'll post
Yeah.
the link here.
okay, that would be
Awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And then I'll pop it into here for you, Riff.
I'm just looking for it in my shortcuts, blah, blah.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Because we were thinking like, it's probably not a good idea to file issue in the P4C. Unlikely it's a compiler issue. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know what I did there. Sorry about that. Okay. We'll come back to that when we have the link. And then these psi ones, merging psi, that doesn't really have to do with behavioral model, does it, Riff?
Yeah. Those are just the size spec, making sure that things can be reviewed. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then can we talk about that one, about the ternary versus optional and what I did wrong here? And what I can do to make it better? So
So it's actually way more change than just to change the name. Because first thing is optional ternary. Once you switch to ternary, a new attribute will be generated for priority.
Which is not in design, right?
Yeah, which is not in design. So honestly not sure why we are not using the priority in the very beginning. Instead of like having 5 different groups, maybe just for atomic swap. So then it's also like the then actually makes sense. However, the priority attribute is not there in the beginning. That's the first thing. The second thing is that say if we want to get rid of the priority or keep the priority, so no matter which way we want to go, the libraries that to make it work with BMV2 will also need to update, which means that there could be more like template updates, because we need to update like the template generator library, like the libsci, to make things work. So it's not just this.
It's not just changing the word.
You will be more things on that. And probably if we change that, then also we'll hit some test issues because we are missing attributes. So you probably already hitting some of those, like some checks are not successful. Not sure if they're coming from test, but then is something like also possible. So the end change will so in my feeling will be much more than this one.
So what should I do with these then? I have a PR. I should probably close the PR, or should I keep the issue open, or?
We could close a PR, but keep the issue open. I think this one is not that urgent at the moment. We can probably revisit it later, like after getting the reasonable fun stuff. Finished.
So I'm gonna do that. Control C. Take that there. And so close pull request.
Thank you.
Okay, and then the issue, which is attached, I'll just put my notes back there. Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. Okay, I didn't have anything else for this week. Chris, did you put that in the chat? You did put that in the chat window here. Bud, was there anything you wanted to talk about?
No.
No? Okay. No HA stuff you want to talk about? Just kidding. We don't have to talk
Yeah.
about HA here. Yeah. we have to. Okay,
I had
and
I had a
then,
question. I had a question just for maybe for anyone who was attended yesterday and
mhm,
listened about the P4TC.
yeah,
Any feedback or comments? I'm actually going to be meeting with Jamal today. He's helping me debug something. Any feedback or questions? Any interest in this long term if it makes it through Linux patches?
I actually have one, Chris. Yeah, but yesterday my headset just like up and down all the time. So it's like
it was hard
probably
to,
not.
hard to
Yeah, it's really
communicate. Yeah.
yeah, it's really hard for me to communicate. So the one thing is that so there are there are two things we are currently working on right now. The first thing is that we are trying to get the the data plan app, right, to work with the BMV2. So then it's pretty much just fill in the gaps for the dash.
Talking
Another
about
thing.
being your own data plane, is that what you're talking
Oh,
about?
yeah, Chris, it's actually different from the bring your data plan.
Oh,
So
another buzzword.
yes. So sorry, a little bit confusing. It's all data plan app, but the purpose of these two are actually different. So the BMV2 one is purely for fill in the gap, making sure like the dash like all the workflow can work, like all the flows can be created by someone. The the bring your own data plan app is more like, okay, and now we have the dash like infrastructure there. We have all the nice flow tables, like all the, the like lookup, right, or the routing stuff or VNet stuff already presented over there. Then if we want to extend the dash to do something even more, then is that possible to do? So then it's bring your own data plan app because different companies, sometimes they have like stuff they cannot disclose, or they have their really special stuff they cannot even know how to describe it. It's like so special. So they can extend that.
Excuse me. So is data plane app more of a data plane, more of a control plane app to configure the data plane? Is that what it really is?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the data plan app here is actually the DPT cap that handles the packet, like really processing the packet. Because some of functionalities they are not, they are not. It doesn't exist in the like the dash pipeline yet. So it's not purely just the configuration. It's also,
Okay.
yeah, can they can extend the dash. For example, if they are using certain certain DPUs, they probably can like insert more tables in there to do their own hardware offloading. So that is possible to do. But as well as they can also like directly process app, just plan DPTK, a packet goes in, change it, send it out. So, but then it totally depends on the implementation.
You're still talking about what's data plane app, right? Not BYOD.
Right.
Okay.
That's BYOD. Sorry, that's BYOD.
Okay. So Christina, everything you just typed was really BYOD. That's why
Sorry
I'm
about that.
confused here. Are you watching Christina type in real time?
Not
It's
really.
okay. I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm wondering if it's my foggy
I thought we
head.
were talking about the data plane app. Sorry.
Yeah.
So-
I'm just watching the
So Riff,
air,
one more
the
time,
sky.
bear with me, and I'm sorry for everybody if I'm dense.
Oh, you're,
Is the data plane app something to configure or something which actually processes packets?
I see. So the BMV2 data plan app
Yes.
will process the packet.
So it's P4 code? It's P4 code?
It is not a P4 code. it is VPP based. You can VPP based application.
DPDK and it interoperates with BMV2.
Yeah, and interops with BMV2. So it will use so it's not a DPTK, but it is VPP.
Okay.
Yeah, you can replace the wrapper on using DPTK, of course. But
Okay.
yeah, but right now it is ETH pair based, and then the packet goes into the app. It will because the packet actually contains all the metadata that coming
Yeah.
from the P4 pipeline, so it knows which flow to create. So once it knows, it will call the side API, call the flow API, creates a flow, then it goes into a flow table. Then the next packet comes in, it will directly went into the flow table without being processed by the whole pipeline again. So that's making sure like the flows gets there. And yeah, so we can actually do something like do something like send the packet in, and then send the SYNAC packet in, and see if the translation is working or not. So checking the reverse side of flow.
So stepping back a level, then it seems like this data plane app is something where P4TC might be an intriguing option because it could be written in P4 and be more integral. Is that what you're thinking?
So so that's the thing we probably need to see. I think some of the things, yes, you should be able to do. But for other things like, for example, bulk sync, for example, the flow resimulation, those things may not be really easy in any of the architecture.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that part probably can still live in the data plan app. That's why I was always saying like data plan app is intended to enable more possibilities, but not like limits the solutions we could choose. So if TC can handle some of these and in a better way, then sure. Let's just put it in the TC. Yeah. So, but if TC has any gaps that needs to be filled, then great. We always have a plan B.
Okay. Does the data plane app, is there a document on that? I apologize if I've overlooked it.
No, Chris. Yes, that's a really good one. So I think the doc we are internally reviewing it and is almost ready. So we are targeting like get the doc out like maybe next week or next.
Oh, okay. And then we'll be able to look at that spec and the BYOD spec and understand their difference.
Yes.
Okay.
And BYOD will come in as a different spec. Yeah.
I don't feel quite as dense in because I thought maybe I'd overlooked.
Right. Because we had this topic like from a long time ago, and then we also have a BMVT one, we also have BLD one, and they are actually high level, very they have a lot of like common things. So it's really easy to get confused. Yep. So,
okay.
Yeah, I do apologize on that one.
No apology. Just trying to learn. Yeah. If you come up with some, if you ever want to talk to Jamal about some of your ideas, he'd probably be very open to it. And if you think it's something you'd really like to see support for it, it wouldn't hurt to have another voice, let's say vendor or end user voting, giving a vote of confidence to P4TC because it's being blocked by people who don't see the value.
Yeah.
Which
I
and
totally
they're not even the end users, and they're blocking it. And it's kind of frustrating for me.
Yeah. I think the one really good thing is that because the once the people info gets there and it can be like offloaded like very easily between the software and hardware, it actually can enable some of those things. I think there are a lot of like research around this area, like previous ones, like HXDP stuff. And but you have to have a specialized hardware, and then also you have to compile like everything like into that. It's not really that flexible. And previous software-based solution, they also have issues like P4 eBPF. They have like I think that I remember there is an issue on the incoming path some packet cannot be processed, have to patch the thing. So I do see a lot of like good things like from the P4TC, especially like throughput is, I would say it's actually great. Like a few hundred K PPS then is good enough to do a lot of things already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in software, in pure software, even
Yeah.
it's nothing to laugh at. And
Yeah.
if you offload certain things in hardware or even optimize DPU that may be executing it in software, but
Yeah.
it's optimized for this kind of data path offload, at least it gives another programming architecture option.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is, I think based on TC hooks, that is definitely something good, and it doesn't require, like, for example, DPDK. It requires like, oh, this NIC needs to support DPDK. The NIC needs like special driver. Oh, sorry, I don't have that kind of NIC. Oh, oops, I cannot use DPDK.
And you
So
have to know how to write DPDK code, low level C,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
This one actually I didn't pay too much attention initially, and it cost me like $300 because I wasted a mini PC on that one. It's like, oh, it's not DPDK compatible.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think those are really good things.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for the feedback.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. And oh, by the way, which forum is that? I actually would like to take a look.
What was the question?
Forum? What forum?
When people discussing the P4TC stuff.
Oh, okay. There's a monthly meeting in the NetDev working group. I can just forward you the invite if you like. It's P4TC open. So, see, I'll just hang on.
Oh
a
yeah,
second.
sure. Yeah.
It's open. Let's see. As far as I know, it's open to anyone. I mean, let's see, trying to get my right window here. Okay, in the chat, I just posted a event. And so the next one would be
Event.
trying to find it. See, I think July 11th. I think it's every other week. No, July 8th at 11 a.m.
July 8th. So when
Yeah,
everyone comes back.
next
yeah.
one.
Right. So, Shai, did you have anything you wanted to talk about today? Or do you know where Marianne might be? Shai looks like, oh, Shai's coming off a mute, I guess. Could be having audio issues. So was there anything else for today, guys?
Can you hear me?
Now I
Hey,
can,
Shai.
yeah. Now I
I
can.
don't know, maybe a Bluetooth issue. No, I don't have anything
Okay,
to discuss today. Yeah, thanks.
okay, all right. I don't think we have anything for BMV2 for Marianne to review today. Mircha, did you have anything? Or are you good?
Nothing from my side.
Nothing? Okay, all right.
Oh, just one brief comment.
Sure.
In the P4TC biweeklies, I noticed in the last couple of weeks, an engineer from NVIDIA started joining. His name is Shlomo. So
Oh, cool.
to me, that's interesting.
Mhm.
And Intel is there. Those are the primary companies, along with the P4TC developers like Jamal and his team. So anyway,
Great.
yeah, Riff, if you ever want to join, it's an open meeting. It's very friendly. Last time we chatted about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Just mention your use. Just explain your use case and interest. Even that's useful because they need calibration from other people. I've been
Yeah.
submitting use cases and finding issues and whatnot, and so it's
Mhm.
helpful. Team effort.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that I'm seeing from purely engineering perspective is the modified kernel. At some moment, it's like we right now it's not possible to modify the kernel in the CI. If we get into the kernel and have the kernel natively supported, it's like, yeah, sure, why not?
See, you get it. Now you get it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Once it's in upstream, then it's just there as a tool.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't see that July 8th on the schedule, Chris. I just see the June 14th and August 9th.
Well, it says start time June 14th, end time August 9th. So it's a 1 to 2 month meeting. No, I think
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
know why I don't know why. Maybe
I'll send a note to,
it's possible that the invite I typed in there. I
uh-huh.
should let me try something different. It might be a date specific invite.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I might
Yeah,
have
this one's a monthly meetup. Yeah, okay.
let me
Right.
let me see.
I'm gonna stop the recording just to
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
save
That down the
storage.
chatter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the link I had.